These are the voyages of the Meteorology segment on channel smAsho, our continuing mission to provide legit data and provide all kinds of predictable, forecastable value when it comes to looking at weather data. We're starting things out at nullschool.net here, looking at the jet streams, the 250 hectopascal winds of the eastern world. And you can see a strange lull here. Check out this area here. An area right here of strangely calm conditions over places like the Himalayas, actually. But in any case, those are the jet streams of the east. Once again, blowing backwards over the northern Indian Ocean. Here are the surface winds of the eastern portion of planet Earth. Let's rotate to the west. There are the surface winds of the west. And we'll show the jet streams as well. There are the jet streams. Extremely chaotic jet stream behavior over North America, once again. And the jet stream actually blowing backwards here over the north central Pacific as well. So lots of backward jet stream flows here. And chaos in the northern hemisphere jet stream. Check it out. Quite incoherent at a lot of places. Next, we're looking at NASA. We're not looking at NASA GOES Lightning Mapper because it's showing old data. We're looking at lightningmaps.org for a real-time lightning map. And it looks like we don't really see any terrestrial lightning in the U.S. right now. Significant lightning here over the U.S. and over places like the Gulf of Mexico. Off the coast of the U.S. in the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean, as well as much of Europe. Here's what's going on with pressure cells. And this pressure map is courtesy of windy.com. We've drawn in the pressure isobars here. And the entire southern geographic polar region dominated by low pressure. We'll advance this into the Euro forecast for pressure. There's the European forecast for pressure at 12 noon. Wait, hold on to just a minute here. There's the pressure forecast by the Euro forecast at 12 noon Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow. Next, we've brought up temperature anomaly. New England looking for some very cold temperatures here, as well as Texas and Arizona. Seeing some like 15 degrees Celsius below normal temperatures here. Anomalously hot temperatures continue in the northwest. And we'll just slowly advance this here to show you additional temperature anomalies over the next few days. We'll stop here at Thursday as additional cold snaps continue coming through. Thursday, expected to be another cold day for the entire eastern portion of the U.S. Here's your weather.gov map, and we've got some tropical storm warnings here around Florida, as well as hydrologic output. And what's that pink colored thing? Tropical storm watch there for southwestern Florida. Again, weather.gov. And let's talk about climate. Here's an article about how scary and spooky the climate is. Check it out. It's an anomalously warm section here. And guess what? The ice extent in this tiny little sea here is pretty low right now. As referenced by this SciTech Daily article, scorching heat in Siberia and Europe, record low ice coverage in Arctic's Laptev Sea. Oh my God, we're all going to die. They only seem to cover hot anomalies and never cold ones on the mainstream news. Now, SciTech Daily is a pretty good news source, and they're always talking about real science articles here. And here's the ice extent in the Laptev Sea. We're going to look at some more data on this. I'm going to let the article scroll, as there is cherry-picked data all over the place. And that's the cherry-picking, that article right there, that's the cherry-picking award of the day. I don't know what this guy's working on. He's looking up into the sky. Maybe he's become a cosmic ray detector. So, here is sea ice thickness and volume. And that is polarportal.dk, the Danish site. And it actually is at a little bit of a low level here. Let me bring up the graph. You can see the black line here is 2021, and it's actually in the 2004 to 2013 range there, the shaded areas. And you can see there are areas of very thick ice here north of Greenland and so on, as well as some missing ice here. It is summertime, although the sun is since the solstice getting lower in the sky. And let's look at some other data sets here. So here's the snow extent. I would also note the snow. By the way, before I continue on, according to the geologic record, snow is what sends the Earth into snowball Earth scenarios. Snow increases the Earth's albedo, providing a positive feedback mechanism, which makes the planet colder and colder as light gets reflected back into space. If you look at the snowfall totals over the past 4 winters, they've all been more than 2 standard deviations above normal. Here's the most recent one. And you can see there, the blue area is the 1 standard deviation above normal. The actual snowfall is like 2 standard deviations above normal. As you can see, it's quite clear there. Hopefully that's helping clarify things. The last 4 winters all featured similar snow curves. This is the snow mass, by the way, not extent, which measures snow depth, not including mountains, and is a more accurate measurement of how much snow there really is than snow extent. Next, there's the snow extent, which is also at 1 standard deviation above normal, at least at the beginning of May. It stops getting tracked later in the year. And here is the snow water equivalent, which is well over 1 standard deviation above normal as well. At least at the beginning of May it was. So snow cover is pretty low here. I would also check out the South America. There's the, what is that? Snow extent. There's the snow extent of South America. Pretty much in the middle of the graphs there. Here is the snow extent for Australia and New Zealand. Pretty much right in the middle of the graphs there. And here's some more data for you. Now this one here is entirely cherry-picked. It's going back to exactly 1979, the coldest year of the modern era. If you went back to 1950 or anyway, it would look completely differently, as the graph only goes back to 1979. So here's the ice extent tracker. That's the Arctic ice. And we'll just show the rest of the graphs here. There's Arctic ice extent. Here's the surface temperature tracker, which is kind of right in the middle of the range right here. Here's the albedo tracker, which you can see has swung a bit wildly here, but is currently quite close to the average in terms of Earth's albedo, indicating that there's probably a similar amount of snow and ice at the poles as would be the average. And here's ice concentration around Antarctica. It is winter in Antarctica right now. Anyway, continuing on. I want to talk about snow and ice forever here. Let's get back to some more meteorological data. It's the U.S. Doppler radar map. A line of storms here just off the coast of the Gulf Coast there, producing a little bit of rain in the places like the Florida Panhandle. Here's the U.S. cloud layer. It's the 3.9 nanometer animation. Here is the water vapor map. And you can expect clear skies over this large portion of the U.S. here. Quite dry air aloft in that area. Probably creating pretty good picnic conditions. It looks like some California and Arizona and New Mexico regions receiving some needed rain. Anyway, again, there's the cloud layer. And there's the water vapor map. Thanks for tuning in to today's meteorology segment. Hopefully it was enlightening and delighting. Delightful, delighting, whatever. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. smAsho, signing off from the Smash News Network, Least Busted. Naming news.